Welcome to my YouTube channel, and as you can tell, this is my first time doing this, so I apologize in advance for anything that is out of the ordinary. Um, so my name is Chris, and I would like to start this video by asking you, do you know who you are? Not the person that you show everybody, not the person that wears the masks, but in your heart. Do you know who you are in your heart? And can you look at yourself in the mirror and say you love yourself? I started my healing journey about 17 years ago, and I couldn't look at myself in the mirror and say that I loved myself. I didn't know who I was. And in the process of doing my 17-year journey, healing journey, I've learned a lot of things, and I've changed so much. I cannot believe who I am today compared to who I was. So I'll give you a little bit of information about myself. I was born into a very dysfunctional family and suffered from mental and physical abuse. I thought my dad hated me, and I was terrified of him. So I learned to become invisible. I didn't want to draw any attention to myself because that was a safe place to be. So for a good part of my early life, nobody knew I was around. I was like a ghost. And it was pretty lonely. And then I as I got out into the world and whatnot and started doing, jobs and getting into the workplace and stuff, I had no self-esteem to start with, but I started developing self-esteem. And through that, I developed a really good work ethic. And I started to open up a little bit to people. I'm sorry, my daughter is pregnant. And so I have to keep my phone here just in case she calls me to come look after my grandson. Anyways, so I started developing some self-esteem, but I still stayed invisible. And I married very late in life. It happened very quickly. It was kind of a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I was in a very unhappy marriage for 21 years because, again, there was a lot of mental abuse, not physical abuse. I ended up leaving that marriage because I had to. I was so depressed, and for my own mental health, I had to leave that marriage, and it was one of the scariest things I've ever had to do. But it was one of the best things I have ever done for myself, because in leaving my ex-husband, that's when I started my healing journey. I had so many masks. I had so much armor on because I was always trying to make people love me and to do the things that I thought I needed to do to get that love, but it never worked. And so I had to really take the time to do my inner work of healing to find out exactly who Chris Evans was. And the first 2 years were really tough and pretty intense. And things would get better, but there was always something that needed to be healed. So I started looking for things. And the biggest thing that made a difference for me was that I never believed in God. I never believed in a power greater than myself. And somewhere along the line, I just kind of cracked open a little bit and started thinking, I need to change and I need help. And I guess that just kind of opened the doors enough that things started coming through to me. I was being guided to go where I needed to go to get the help I needed. Part of that was I became a Reiki practitioner. I was at an angel reader, and she recommended that I take some kind of energy training because she said my hands were very green and I would be a very good healer. So it took me a while. I had an experience myself with being on, having some Reiki energy healing done for me, on me. And I was very intrigued by it. So I did take my Reiki training, and it was extremely intense, extremely intense. But when I finished the training, I didn't know if I was an effective healer or not. And so I would ask people if I could do free healings on them just to get some practice. And most people didn't really know what energy healing was, and they weren't really open to it. So I struggled a little bit with that. And at the angel card reading, she had told me that she had a friend who I should get in touch with. She gave me the information that I should get in touch with because she was a healer and she would be able to help me. And I didn't do it for the longest time. And when I finally phoned my friend, it was just instant. We just hit it off. It was like we knew each other from, I'm going to say, previous lives, because I do believe that that we are eternal and that we live more than one life. And it was just like I'd known her all my life. And so she really, really helped me with my Reiki healing. She helped me to trust my intuition. She helped me to read cards. She and definitely helped me with my Reiki. So that was one way that I did healing. Another way was that I took a 2-year shamanism program. And that was extremely intense. And I'm very, very grateful that I convinced a friend of mine to take it as well, because there were times when I didn't want to go, and there were times that she didn't want to go. So we kind of worked off each other and encouraged each other to go. So completed the 2-year program. And what it was indigenous healings. And all the healings that we learned to be able to use on others was healing for ourselves as well. So that, I'm so sorry. Technology. I am not a tech bug. You can tell by my age because it just drives me crazy. Anyways, and so I took the 2-year shamanism program as well. And that really, That really, really helped me. I'm so sorry, guys. It would drive me crazy if I was watching myself, so I'm really sorry about it. It'll get better. It'll get better. So, a little bit of background. Um, oh, I wish I hadn't gone live now. I wish I'd figured out how to. I've written some things down here, so I'm going to be looking at them. This last year of 2025 was the year of the snake. And my understanding of it was that there was going to be all this stuff coming up for us so that we could shed it and get rid of it and heal it. And 2 years ago at my job, I was being guided by my guides and angels to quit work. And I was too scared to, so I didn't follow that guidance. And things started to get a little worse and worse and worse. And finally, I thought, okay, it's time to quit the job. And that gave me almost a whole year of every day doing inner work to help with the healing. And by doing this inner work, you're shedding baggage that was never meant to be yours. And I was carrying all kinds of baggage that was given to me that wasn't meant for me. And by healing and letting go of this baggage, I've raised my vibration and my frequency. And I mean, here I am doing a live video on YouTube, and my terrified wanting to be hidden all the time and not seen, I would never have believed that this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go to my notes because I feel a little bit more comfortable right now referring to things. So, you know that I came from a dysfunctional family. I quit school when I was 16 years old, and I tried to commit suicide shortly after that. I left my ex-husband after 21 years of marriage, and I started my healing journey after leaving him. Not only was I taking courses that helped me heal, but I volunteered for a program called Women's Reintegration, and it was women coming out of prison and back into the community. And I was terrified the first time I went because I didn't know anybody. I didn't know how to carry a conversation or really even start a conversation because being invisible, I was extremely introverted and shy as well. But going, I knew it was something that I really wanted to do. And I was there, I volunteered for 10 years. And once I got into it, it was like thinking to myself, why was I so scared? Why was I so worried? Everything worked out okay. Right now, I am volunteering for a program called Braided Journeys. And Braided Journeys is for a program for Indigenous kids that are struggling to stay in school. And it's facilitated at a horse rescue. So that's opened up another beautiful, beautiful world for me. I also volunteer at the horse rescue, and I will do energy work on the horses. And that's been absolutely fascinating because you get immediate feedback from the horses. Most most of the horses there, you cannot put a halter on. They've suffered from abuse and trauma, and so they're not very trusting of people. And so a lot of my work is done at a bit of a distance from them. So when you get immediate feedback from them, there's no denying it. I've also had some amazing healings from some of the horses there because they have offered. And just to give you an idea of how amazing it is, so I had a horse that I had to have put down. I was boarding him at a place just a couple of ranger roads over from the horse rescue. And when I had to have him put down, I was really tore up and my emotions were pretty raw. So I went to the rescue and I was in a field with some younger horses. They were 2-year-olds. And I just put my arms out and said that whatever healing they wanted to offer me, I was open to receiving. And one of the horses in particular, he came up to me and he started to nuzzle my heart chakra. And I stood there and I allowed him. And then he put his head on my shoulder, or pardon me, he put his head on my shoulder. He went over my head to the other shoulder and back and forth. This is my cat, Elton, sorry. And he went back and forth. He swept the negative energy down into the ground, and then he nuzzled my heart again. He nuzzled my hands. And meanwhile, another young horse had come up behind me, and he had started to do the over the head, the shoulder, but he wasn't quite as graceful as the other horse. So he kept kind of knocking me over in the head and whatnot. But by the time they were finished with me, I felt so much better. I was just, I couldn't believe the difference. I've also had horses that have used their teeth on me. So they just rest their teeth on my crown chakra or on my third eye chakra and offer healing that way. And it's really interesting to see the interactions between the kids and the horses. So that's where I am right now. I'm so nervous, guys. I'm sorry. And I really don't need to apologize. I mean, you guys know, you can tell that I'm nervous. My voice is starting to get shaky now. And I know that this is a non-judgmental space. So you may be laughing at me, and that's okay. So I'll just give you some of the things that I believe in, because I believe in the woo-woo. I love woo-woo. And some people can't handle that. But some of the things that I believe in are, I believe in a power greater than us. I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in putting intentions out to the universe. I believe in the I am principle. I believe in life after death and living many lives. I believe in talking to animals and inanimate objects such as trees, stones, the wind, etc. And I've also learned animal communication as well. I believe in fairy energy. I believe in meditating, in dreams, in aliens. I believe that By raising our vibration, we help to raise human consciousness. I believe in those who are channeling higher consciousness and those who are channeling alien energy. I believe that the kids being birthed on our planet right now are evolving as higher individuals. I believe I am connected to Mother Earth and Grandmother Moon. I believe my purpose is to create my heaven on earth, first in my heart and then physically on earth. I believe in following my intuition because it is our inner guidance system and our connection to the universe. I believe that we are all connected in ways that seem mysterious until we understand better. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe in synchronicities. I believe in the power of gratitude. I believe in the Sophia Code, dragon energy, and the divine feminine. And if you feel called to, I will share my experiences with everything that I believe in, because I didn't always believe in them. There were things that happened to me that helped to make me believe. So it helped to open my eyes up to see things in a different light. So this is who I am today. I'm ethical, truthful. I have high standards and ideals. I love to learn. I love change because I found there is always something better on the other side of fear. I love transformation. I'm becoming better and better at being my authentic self and speaking my truth. So when you see me, you get what you see. I have a good sense of humor and feel the best way to learn is while you're having fun. So in this channel, I offer a safe place for you to grow into the best version of yourself in this lifetime, a safe place to open up to new ways of thinking and being, a safe place for healthy and positive guided meditations to help you grow and transform, a safe place where I can share my trials and tribulations, my hardships and challenges, and how I overcame them. A safe place for me to be my authentic self and share my journey going from the dark to the light. Now, my immediate life right now, I'm 72 years old, and I've lived almost 17 years in a trailer park. So my trailer is falling apart. My car is almost 14 years old and needs work. I have a 16-year-old dog, Remy, a 4-year-old cat, Elton, and a 5-year-old horse, Neil. And the weird thing is that after doing all this intense healing in this past year, as well as the healing from when I left my husband, it really feels like I'm being prepared for something. I don't know what, and I don't know when, but I trust my intuition and I always follow it because it's always brought me to a good place. And so starting this YouTube channel, I started getting guidance about starting this YouTube channel. But before that, I was even getting guidance to work on my throat chakra. And at first, when I started getting guidance for that, I couldn't figure out, well, why? But now that I'm being guided to do the YouTube channel, I can understand why. I think I need more work. But so I feel like I'm being prepared for something, and I don't know what it is. But I'm following my guidance. So I'm calling this my divinely guided adventure because to me, it is an adventure. I have gone from being invisible to being on YouTube, and I don't know where it's gonna go from here, and I'm excited to find out. So I hope this first video of me stumbling and my phone and all that kind of stuff, I hope it didn't deter you from listening again, because I'll go into some more detail, and I'm gonna go into the woo-woo stuff because I really like it. But anyways, yeah, so you have an idea of who I am. You have an idea of what the channel is going to hold and have for us. And I hope you watch me again. So be kind and see you later. Oh, how do I get out of this? Goodbye.